नमस्कार दोस्तों, हमारे शॉर्ट हैंड लैब प्रयागराज चैनल पे आप सबका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। मैं आपको जनरल डिक्टेशन प्रोवाइड करूंगा जिसकी स्पीड होगी 90 to 100 वर्ड्स पर मिनट। 840 वर्ड की डिक्टेशन है। आप लोग रेडी हो जाए। स्टार्ट। सर, इवन दो द बिल कम्स टू दिस हाउस फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, आई हैड टच्ड अपॉन दिस सब्जेक्ट in my budget speech in May last, and its principles figured prominently in the course of the general discussion on the budget. The two booklets explaining generally the new taxation proposals have also been circulated to the honorable members of this House. The House will therefore agree with me that it is unnecessary to cover the same ground in detail again in my introductory speech, especially as the various provisions will come up for detailed consideration later on. I will confine myself only to the changes that have been made in the original provisions of the bill in the course of its passage in the other house. At the outset, I should say that the broad principles of a tax on wealth have received warm support not only in the other house but also from a large section of the public, though there was criticism over some particular provisions also. I had re examined the original provisions in the light of the criticism and also representations received from various quarters, and such re examination has only strengthened the justification for the tax. Sir, a tax on wealth is new to this country, but it is not new to the world. It constitutes a very vital element in the taxation systems of most progressive countries, particularly in the European and American continents. Its importance should not, in my opinion, be judged purely from its revenue content. I do not for a moment say that revenue considerations should be absolutely ruled out, as they are very important, but the real importance of the tax, from my point of view, lies in the fact that it facilitates the reorientation of the tax structure into an integrated pattern. It is not only a welcome supplement to income tax but also a corrective to it, by which certain objectives of tax policy which cannot be achieved through income tax alone can be achieved through the combined operation of all the new taxes. Sir, in this connection, I may mention that there has been much controversy about the question of levying wealth tax on companies. The Lok Sabha went very carefully into this matter and came to the conclusion that, having regard to the corporate structure in India, it is possible to exclude companies as such from the levy. As the House is aware, every individual, Hindu undivided family, and joint stock company will be liable to pay wealth tax. So far as individuals are concerned, the exemption limit is rupees 2 lakhs, and for companies, the limit is rupees 5 lakhs. No changes have been made by the other house in regard to the limits for these two classes. For Hindu undivided families, the exemption limit has been raised from rupees 3 lakhs to rupees 4 lakhs. At the same time, the next slab range has been reduced from rupees 10 lakhs to rupees 9 lakhs. Taking companies first, all companies, whether public or private, and whether Indian or foreign, are liable to pay wealth tax. Ordinarily, a resident company will pay the tax on its total wealth, whether such wealth is held in India or outside. A non resident company, however, will pay the tax only on its Indian wealth. Under clause 45, certain companies are totally excluded from wealth tax. The bill, as it originally stood, excluded banking companies, insurance companies, and certain financial institutions sponsored by the central government. To this list has now been added shipping companies and institutions for the promotion of art, culture, commerce, etc., which are not established for the purpose of making profit and which are registered as companies for the sake of convenience of administration. Another important change is that a wealth tax holiday will be granted to industrial companies for 5 successive assessment years immediately following the date of incorporation. This concession has been provided not only as an incentive for promotion of new industrial enterprises but also with a view to avoiding any financial difficulty to such companies in the initial stages of their organization. The wealth tax holiday will also be extended to new industrial units of existing companies which are created by way of substantial expansion of the existing undertakings. As a corollary to the wealth tax holiday for new industrial companies, shareholders in such companies will also be similarly dealt with on the value of their shares for a like period of successive assessment years in which the companies themselves will be enjoying the wealth tax holiday. I may point out to you that because of the attitude of the mill owners of sugar factories of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, there is an increasing demand among the peasants of these states that these sugar factories should be taken over by the government and run as public enterprises. As pointed out by our friend, even under the existing law, it is possible for the government to do so if the government so desires. Full stop. Thank you so much.